Kamalo was a peaceful village surrounded by rich soil and humble people. But in the middle of it stood a big compound with painted gates and barbed wire. That was the home of Madame Safi, the richest woman in the district. People came to her when they were desperate. She gave loans quickly, but at a cost no one understood. She said she was generous. Others said she smiles with her tooth, but her heart is stone. Strangely, those who borrowed from her always faced tragedies. Children fell sick, husbands disappeared, farms stopped growing, yet nobody could prove anything. Zainab was a young widow. Her husband died in a mining accident, and she was left with her only child, Yaya, a smart, cheerful boy. One rainy night, Yaya developed a strange sickness. His body burned with fever, his eyes rolled back, and he muttered things that didn't make sense. The village nurse couldn't help. The herbalist had no answer. Zainab needed money to take Yaya to the city hospital. But where could she go? With tears in her eyes and her child wrapped in a wrapper, she went to Madame Safi. Madame Safi welcomed Zainab with warm tea and fake concern. "My dear, I feel your pain. How much do you need?" 5 million dirhams, ma, Zainab said, her hand shaking. Safi smiled slowly. "I would give it to you, but I have one small condition." Zainab was desperate. She didn't even ask what condition. She signed the papers. Safi gave her a small bottle of red liquid. "Rub this on his forehead before taking him to the hospital. It's part of the deal." Zainab obeyed. By morning, Yaya was walking again, laughing, healed. She thought it was a miracle, but it was only the beginning of the nightmare. Weeks passed. Zainab tried to repay, but her petty trading business collapsed. Yaya began to change. He talked to himself, do scary things, woke up screaming. One night, he looked at Zainab and said in a strange voice, "She has taken my name soon. She will collect my shadow." Zainab ran to Pamolai, the oldest man in the village. He shook his head sadly. "That woman deals in spirit depths. She uses people's soul to grow her wealth. She hides her juju behind smile and perfume." Then he sent her to the herbalist of Wobunko, deep in the forest. The herbalist was blind, but his eyes were deeper than the sun. He touched Yaya's head and shouted, "His soul has been trapped." That woman sold it to the river spirits. Our wealth is built on innocent lives. Zainab cried bitterly. "There is only one way," he said. "You must return to her house before the full moon and demand back your son's soul with courage. But be warned, she won't give it willingly." On the night of the full moon, Zainab stood outside Madame Safi's mansion. She knocked 3 times. The doors cracked open. "Back already?" Madame Safi said boastfully, dressed in red lace. "I want my son's soul," Zainab firmly said. The light went off. When they came back on, Zainab was surrounded by shadows, but she remembered the herbalist's words, and she opened a small calabash filled with blessed herbs. The shadows screamed. The walls shook. Madame Safi fell on the floor, speaking in tongues. Suddenly, the room was filled with cries of children, spirits she has trapped, then silence. By dawn, Madame Safi was found lying in front of her gate, weak and blind. Her compound began to decay. People stopped fearing her. Zainab returned with Yaya, who smiled like a newborn again. Words spread across Sierra Leone. No one dare borrowed from Madame Safi again. Some say she's still alive, but others talk about her screaming in languages no one understands. Others say she vanished during the next thunderstorm, her soul claimed by the spirit she once used. Moral lesson: not every gift is a blessing. Be careful with who you trust in time of need. Wealth gained by evil will always demand a higher price. A mother's courage can conquer even the darkest evil.